Oh, it's your man Lucas. I'm playing one of my favorite video games ever. It's called World of War Tanks. It's based in World War II, also in modern day war types. It's like specifically in tanking. It's nothing but tanks, but it is absolutely fun. Here's my German lineup of the German tanks I got. My first one is a light tank. It goes about 72 kilometers per hour. It's like 40-ish miles per hour, so it's a quick little sucker. It's got a 90 millimeter cannon on this little guy. Like, this thing's huge for a little fast. Oh yeah, that's serious firepower for something this quick. Oh, makes me want to turn this nice little song up. Can you imagine? Can you imagine riding in one of these steel monsters into battle, being behind that steering wheel as you're going across the countryside, knowing you're in a big steel death-dealing machine? All you have to do is sight up the enemy, aim your gun, and kaboom! Watch that sucker blow up. Oh man, sometimes when the tank round hits, it'll hit the magazine of the ammunition. And ooh-wee! If that happens, you see the turn of that tank go fly like 100 feet up in the air. And the turn of that tank probably weighs a good 1.5 tons, 2 tons minimum. Yeah, that thing just went flying up in the air about 200 feet because you had a direct hit to that ammunition magazine. Like, oh man. Oh, I love this game so much. It's beyond description. It's beyond description. Here's tank number 2. This happens to be a Panther tank that I got during a Halloween celebration event. This is a nice little customization of a Panther tank. They got like nice little leaves on it to kind of camouflage it in the background. It is a sexy little thing. Oh, look at her. She's just purring, waiting to be hopped behind. Just waiting for someone to get in there and ride up to the enemy and unleash fury. Oh, look at it. And its magnificent beauty. Oh. Next up, we got a regular Panther tank. And this one actually has a Christmas skin on it. And if you notice, you see the barrel on this Panther tank? It's a lot bigger. A lot bigger compared to this Panther tank. And the reason for that is that short barrel, it's got a nice big shell that it shoots out in comparison to that other one. Yeah, like the shell does more damage, it's got more penetration, a higher velocity. It's just a different shell. The longer the barrel on the tank, the more velocity and the more penetration power it's going to have. The shorter the barrel, that's likely meant for up-close combat to like help support the ground troops. Yeah, a short barrel would definitely help in close quarters combat. Like, let's say you got a bunch of enemies advancing on you. Well, that short barrel is going to come in big handy versus that longer barrel. That longer barrel is meant for long shots, that'll give you a much longer range compared to the short barrel. Anyways, moving on. Next tank. Ooh-wee, you got the Tiger 1. Tiger tank. It's like 65 to 70 tons of pure awesomeness as far as firepower, and in this game it is a fantastic tank and I love it. In real life, I would love it even more. But of course, you can't just drive around a tank as a civilian. Plus, even if you did, like, you'd be paying unknown quantities in gasoline prices. Yeah, this little sucker is a thirsty. It's real thirsty. Yeah, this is a thirsty tank. Oh yeah. Anyways, in real life, back in World War II, when this thing was rolling around on the battlefield, um, they had put a chassis underneath it that wasn't quite up to the standards that it needed to be for the weight of this tank. So they failed pretty often, especially if the crews were inexperienced and let's say a battle happened. Oh yeah, like those things broke left and right. Um, I heard that if there happened to be an experienced crew member and he was able to get that tank to go like, I think it was like 1,000 yards without it breaking down, then he got like 2 weeks of leave just for being able to make that tank function properly. That's crazy. But as far as the game anyway, it's an awesome tank. I love it. Next up, we got the Tiger P. It's a different variant of the Tiger tank. Hey, Tiger tank's a Tiger tank. I don't care who you are. I love it. Here's the next one, Tiger P. This one, it also has a long barrel. Like I said, that's good for range, good for penetration power, all that good stuff. The wheels are a bit different as far as their configuration. The other Tiger tank that was previously on there had like a dual wheeled system, like there'd be one wheel here and then another wheel like kind of like overlapping it, and I think there were like 24 wheels per side or something like that. Yeah, that's an insane amount of wheels. Like, let's say a wheel broke down on the inside, you would have to remove all those wheels in front of that one to get to the one that was damaged in the back. So it was a pretty complicated task to try and keep the tank tracks in good repair. Like, they had to walk alongside it constantly with a mallet, hammering in these little pins to make sure they didn't fall out, because if the pins fell out, well, the track would, come apart. So, yeah, that was fun. Those poor guys, trying to keep those damn tanks up and running. Couldn't imagine that. But anyways, next up, we got the VK100P. Now, this thing is an absolute behemoth. A monster. A monster. I've got it in a nice little Christmas wrapping. Yeah, got them nutcrackers on there. Yeah, when the enemies see me roll into battle with this guy, and all of their shells just start bouncing off my armor because, well, it's a monster. Yeah, I can almost feel their panic set in once their shells start ricocheting off, and they just see my tank slowly lumbering towards them closer and closer. And I haven't taken a shot yet, mind you. I want to make sure I get close. I'm gonna get point blank, and then I'm gonna fire my cannon right into the side of their armor or right into their ass, which is generally the weakest point on a tank, is its rear end where the engine components are. So yeah, there you go. You want to shoot a tank, aim at its ass. If you're lucky enough to like get an aerial shot, like top of it, let's say you got some mortar rounds or artillery. Oh yeah, that thing's fucked. Yeah, man, I love tanks. I love it. Alright, next up, we got the E75. This is the next grade up from a Tiger II. I actually had to sell my Tiger II so I could get this one, though. And like I said, this is bigger than a Tiger II, which was also a behemoth. So to think that they just went on creating bigger, more monstrous tanks is an absolute craziness. But awesome, awesome craziness. Like, I can only imagine what it was like to witness personally a monster like this. A steel monster designed for death. Yeah, oh, I can only imagine. Whew! I'm going for that E100 though, and as you can guess, it's even bigger than this one. But I'm gonna have to grind, and grind some more to get that one. I still got some grinding to do before I earn that sucker. Next we got the hidden. Oh yeah, by the way, these Tiger tanks here, they're a heavy class. They're heavy tanks. Of course, the heavier they are, the slower they are. But, some of these heavy tanks were designed with different types of engines, Like, for example, a gasoline, a diesel, or electric. They had all those in there in the mix. This E75, judging by the way that it sounds whenever it's rolling, I would say that that's an electric engine. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to do some research. I'm going to do a special little episode on each one of these tanks, by the way. I'm just kind of giving you a gist of the entirety lineup. And these are all German vehicles, by the way, from World War II. These are all German vehicles, German tanks. And, some of their beginning models, weren't so good. They didn't have the best armor, and, the gun wasn't that great. But as time went on, that definitely changed. Definitely. Okay, back to this. This is a tank destroyer called the Hidden. This is a special little variant of this. Tank destroyers are kind of like an ambush type of a tank. They don't have well, depending on which one it is, some have more armor than others, and some have bigger guns and things like that. This particular model isn't thick armored, and it doesn't have a huge gun. But nonetheless, it has enough penetrating power to destroy pretty much anything the Allies had at that time, so it wasn't a problem. Yeah, these suckers would usually wait in groups and ambush, let's say there's a hill. Well, an ideal spot is going to be behind that hill with your gun pointed down, just waiting for your enemies to advance. And, well, if you got range on them, you can just pick them off one by one. I'll talk with you guys about tank tactics, about, how they did those kind of things. Man, I love these games. I can't wait to get more in depth with it. I'm gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Trust me, we're all gonna love it. Next, we got the Broombar. This is also a tank destroyer. They wait in ambush, they wait for a good opportunity time, and then they open fire. Boom. The Broombar, though, yeah, this is, it's got a little bit thicker armor and a much bigger gun. It's a short barrel on this particular one. The more you play with each tank, you can unlock different components to each tank, different barrels, shorter barrels, longer barrels, bigger ones, things like that. You can have stronger tracks, a stronger suspension system. So, let's say you're going across country and you hit a big rock, it won't really damage your tank. Or you go off a little hill, that won't really do any damage if you get the upgraded suspension system. Some of the other upgrades are the radios. You can have a bigger, better radio with a longer range, so you can communicate with your team if you're a long ways out better. Let's see, what's the other upgrades? The turret up top, the thing that spins around. If you upgrade that, your turret can spin around a little bit faster. On these particular tank destroyers, it was a fixed gun, which means it didn't have a turret up top that could spin around.